Time now for some sports news. Participating schools for this year's Channels National Kids Cup have settled down in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, and are getting ready for the national finals. First Vice President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Mr. Seyi Akinwumi, who paid a surprise visit to the camp of the kids, charged them to be of good conduct throughout the competition. One after the other, participating schools arrive at the Teslim Balogun Stadium complex, where they'll be camped for this year's finals. Beaming with smiles, the pupils speak on their expectations.
I know for us being in the Channels National Skills Cup, in the national stage, with the help of Almighty God and the help of our game master, we'll be in the final.
We are preparing in our school since last week ago, and we are waiting so that we are preparing a lot so that we can bring this cup down to Osun State. We are fully prepared to win this national state competition.
And while the accreditations of the kids were ongoing, here comes the surprise visit of officials of the Nigeria Football Federation, led by its first vice chairman, Seyi Akinwumi, to the team's camp.
Commend Channels, they've done extremely well. We should know, because we've been involved, from the planning stage for the past few years, and we know how difficult it is to organize this kind of tournament. What we also have seen is that in the past few years, there have been the incidents of attempted cheats, which we have been able to a large extent, I won't say detect and deal with. But going forward, we'll also have a system where we'll ensure that no cheat gets to. That's really what we're trying to do here.
After a tour of the facilities, he had a few words for the kids.
Being very good is not being able to dribble. Being very good is able to do what the coaches tell you to do. And being entering a team is that you must do well in class. So you have to do both.
With the schools present, the anxiety continues to mount as the attention will now shift to the pitch to the round of 16 games. Olobi Stars head coach Justin Tenga says he is delighted with his side's first win in the Nigeria Premier League this season. Tenga said the losing jinx has been broken, and he promised to have an improved performance from his team. Olobi Stars defeated Heartland by a goal to nil in the match day 10 clash at the Aparaku Stadium in Makurdi. Former ABS striker Abdulrahman Bashir scored the match winner to hand his team the 3 maximum points. That's it in sports news. I'm Ayotunde Balogun Bimbo. We'll be back with the rest of the news at 10.
On the foreign scene, the president of Burundi, Pierre Nkurunziza, insists that he will be running for a third term despite opposition protests and advice from the West and some regional heads. However, there are some developments concerning the timing of the parliamentary elections. Here's Cynthia Are with more details.
Well, thank you. The only change that has occurred and is worth mentioning is that President Nkurunziza has pushed back parliamentary and local elections to June the 5th. He came to the above decision as further clashes between police and protesters broke out in a power struggle threatening to unleash even more bloodshed in the country. Speaking of presidential terms, for the time being, a plan to restrict West African presidents to 2 terms in office has been dropped by heads of state. The various heads of states discussed the proposal to impose limits at a regional summit. Togo and the Gambia, both with presidents who've been in power for more than 2 terms, oppose the idea. The third term issue has caused a lot of controversy in several African states in recent years. Finally, Islamic State fighters have seized the northern part of the ancient World Heritage listed city of Palmyra in Syria. That information was confirmed by a monitoring group, and militants are also said to have seized part of the town of Tadmur, which is located on a strategic east-west route next to Palmyra on Saturday, but had been pushed back from the ruins. And that's the Foreign News Wrap-Up.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. And the main news again. Two top Whigs of the People's Democratic Party resigned their positions today. Adamu Mwazu resigned as the national chairman of the PDP, while Tony Aneni followed suit. He quit as the Board of Trustees chairman. The National Working Committee of the PDP decided to investigate Femi Fani-Kayode for engaging in acts contrary to its constitution. Mr. Fani-Kayode questioned the right of the party to investigate him. The All Progressive Congress, APC, promised to diversify the nation's economy. And Islamic State militants in Syria took control of the ancient city of Palmyra. Well, that brings us to the end of the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Do join us again same time tomorrow night. I'm Bimbo Loewe. Have a good night.